Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Monday evening community call. Gregory and Robin. I almost said our names together. Here hosting you this evening, and we are thrilled to welcome back the Punta Mita incentive trip winners, and you can see them all in that picture. How cool is that? And I had the pleasure of talking to several people and getting pictures from several people, and oh my gosh, did I wish I was there. So, Peter, why don't you turn your camera off until we call on you, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. So we have invited a few people on to share some of their insights from being there. And one of our guests this evening, sadly, his plane was delayed, and so he's not able to be with us. And he's our very own sponsor, Dr. Nicholas Tivoli. And he did send a message he wanted to give to everybody. And he said, "We had an amazing time connecting with corporate and other brand partners. It's all about your attitude. So make sure you're thinking positively. David has been such a blessing in our lives, and we are grateful for him and all the blessings of being in LifeWave. We love our community and friendships we've made throughout our 16 years. We are very grateful for some of the best leaders, Robin and Gregory, for also being the best customers ever." And for those of you that don't know, when we started as a customer. So you never, ever know. So that was a message from Dr. Nicholas. And I know we have several other people here this evening, and they were there amongst lots of other people, as you can see. And thank you, Geraldo, excuse me, for the wonderful drone photo of everyone. And so let's start out with Beamy. And Beamy, would you put your camera on so we can see you? There she is. Are you all tan? Oh, you got to unmute, hon.
No, I actually don't go out in the sun that much.
Okay. Okay. Well, good, but you got some anyway. So
No,
anyway,
yeah.
I'm gonna just let you take a few minutes and share, what happened, what was wonderful, what are some insights, maybe some future stuff they shared with you guys that we don't know, and then, really in a minute or two, what's your invitation to people on the value of showing up at these events? Over to you.
Okay, so 2 minutes is not much time. Let's go. First of all, it's extraordinary to get to these events and feel the privilege of being there and being with all the people who earned the right to be there. And there's a certain community feeling and excitement that happens when, you're all together like that. And we get to hang out and meet new people. It was meet new people, make new friendships. And the corporate staff is very available to us, and they hang out. We have talks and questions. And of course, the food is great, all 5-star restaurants. You can just eat yourself into oblivion, which is part of what I did. I'm recovering. It's just, one of those gastric experiences. And I found out that I love passion fruit margaritas. Had no idea, but that became one of my favorites. So there was a lot of social gathering and hanging out. The pools were gorgeous. They had an adult side and a children's side. So the adults were pretty much hanging out together and just enjoying everything. The meeting that we had was very special. We heard from Garrett and Janine and Geraldo and Dr. Stacy and Mario. And I wanted to highlight some of those things that they talked about a little bit. They had a panel there, and there were people from all different teams, some people I had never known, some people that were only in 6 months or less and have built huge, massive teams already. And one of the people was Brooke from another team, and she talked, which I made notes on, I found very interesting. The question was, what do you do when you first bring someone in? And she talked very strongly about enrollment calls. that she does that first off. And what she does in those calls is about setting the understanding of what should be, if somebody's interested in doing the business, what should they be doing every day? Because people coming in don't know, what I do, how do I do it? So she sets goals with them and she has them write it down. And she writes it down with them and puts their name on the top of the paper. And they really iron it out, what to do and where they're going to go. And she says that I'm not going to hold you accountable because you have to do that yourself. However, when you are working your goals, I am available to you as much as you need me. If, I see that you are working what we've set up, then my time will be there to support you. And so she's very encouraging like that. And she also said that every morning to those people that are building and working, she sends out a little private text message. How are you doing? What's going on? And she encourages people to be vulnerable and to respond back, because she's all about building community. It's not just building the business. So I really liked that part of what she said. And then Garrett, his main focus was on speed. You want to do everything quicker now because the company is going into such massive momentum. And he also talked about how speed eliminates doubt. And the quicker that you move, the less doubt that you have, and that you get into more momentum. And momentum builds confidence. So they both he and Janine went very strongly into talking about changes that are coming, because there are lots of changes coming, and what happens to people when changes happen. People can get distracted, they can slow down, they can want to understand everything so much that they're not really moving forward. And so they talked about you just got to keep going at a good speed. Don't let distractions or the changes, because that can sometimes cause people, to be not certain of what's happening. And they both said, we want you to know that every change we make is very strategic and is always for your best interests. That we just don't, Janine made a joke, we don't just sit around in corporate and think about what are we going to change today? She was very cute. But the change is coming on a lot of levels, and that we need to trust that the company is knowing what is in our best interest long term. And she said the most important skill that you can have is discipline. She said there's always inspiration and motivation, but motivation can be fickle because some days we're motivated, some days we're not. But it's like going to the gym. Either you have a routine and you do it and you're disciplined and you wake up and you know that you're going to do X, Y, and Z. So it's all about adapting and growing and showing up as a leader. And
Wow.
I'm just
Thank
going to
you.
say one more thing.
Okay, one more thing.
One more thing. She said, and I wrote this down, every move that we make is about all of you, about helping you strengthen your business, about helping you grow your business, about helping you bring more people into this business that you can also help grow. We've got so many lives we have to change. That's
That
what.
was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Beamy shared some great information, and the corporate staff was there. They were all there. And what Beamy said, I think, is so beautiful. In these kind of environments, you get to have up close and personal time. And I remember when Meredith was brand new, Beamy cornered her. Yeah, I think you had a few hours with her. You don't get that anymore.
No, but I did get lunch.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, thank you so much, Beamy. So we're going to bring on someone you know well. Beamy's an SPD, and we're going to bring on another SPD named Peter Sterling. So, Beamy, your camera off. Peter, your camera on, please. There
Okay.
he is. So you just got back, and you're in Sedona, Arizona. So tell us, what was that like for you?
Well, let's see. This was my third trip I won. The second one I was able to go on, and we were together on the cruise, of course, last August. But I love this area. I go here a lot down to this part of Mexico, uh, and I was able to take my son with me, my son Micah, who's going to be 14 next week, and you know, going on these trips with the father and son is so enriching for for our relationship and for my son to be able to give him these rich experiences and to travel the world with LifeWave. He's a LifeWave kid, and the reception, he was the only kid in the room, so it's special for him. And one of the best parts is when we got home last night and he immediately, got online to play video games with his buddies. And he started talking, he's like, bro, you won't believe the hotel I was at and the food. He started telling all his online gamer friends about, the experience he just had. He didn't know I was listening, but that was so cute. And I know these trips are really making memories of a lifetime. I feel so grateful that, I've been rewarded by LifeWave in this way. But of course, going on the trip, this resort was just a mega resort. It was just this huge complex, probably the biggest resort hotel I've ever been in. It's just massive, and just the design is so unique. And there's restaurants and bars there. Every corner has a bar on it and restaurants. So you can really kind of just fulfill yourself in that way. And the most beautiful gardens and sculpted pools for soaking and sunning. Right on the beach, right in front of the hotel, was one of the best surf breaks in all of Mexico. Punta Mita surf break is right in front of the hotel. And as fate would have it, when we showed up, a swell came in. So for the whole 4 days, there were massive waves breaking out in front of the hotel. And we got to watch quite a show with the surfers just shredding the waves in front. Really exciting. And got to play pickleball with some, you know, for me, one of the most, besides, being with the corporate team and going to the meeting and getting some recognition, all that. What was really enriching for me is meeting the other brand partners and the other leaders on other teams and developing new relationships and sitting, getting to know people and playing pickleball with people for the first time, getting to know them on the court. And so that's always, I made some new friendships with other people this time. That's always enriching. And the other big part for me was the water slide on the very top of the hotel, like on the cruise ship. They had this three water slides that spun down a whole amazing kids area with all this food and a gelato bar right there at the bottom of the water slide, with DJs spinning music. Super fun just to watch my son have that and going down the water slide. What a thrill that was. And what else did we do? What else did we do? Oh, and the boat trip, we had a boat trip where we spent the day on this huge catamaran. We went out to these islands. It was like an all-day trip and got to swim out at sea and do some snorkeling there. So that was super exciting. And just all in all, I just loved it. It was one of these, I call it memories of a lifetime. I'll never
Beautiful.
forget it. And my son and I will be able to talk about this experience for the rest of our lives. So I'm grateful for that.
Peter, thank you so much. You shared it is about the relationships, and you have a chance to connect with people you don't normally connect with, and learn from each other and grow those relationships. And the team that plays together stays together. So we
It's
got to
true.
all get out and play together, and making memories with your family. How beautiful is that? It doesn't get
Definitely.
much better than that one. And I know they did a lot of recognition too. And I believe you were in the top 10. Is that correct?
Well, to my surprise, I was tied for third place in this first wave because there's two waves. So the second wave group is down there right now, but for the first wave, I was tied for third place for having the most rank advancements during the promotion period. So that was quite a surprise to me.
Isn't
They
that
called my name
fabulous?
all of a sudden. There it was on the big screen in front of everybody. I was like, oh my God, I had no idea. So
Well,
that was super cool too. It's always fun to be able to get the recognition and go up on stage and,
beautiful.
be able
Well,
to
thank
receive that.
you so much for being with us. And I'm so glad you went, and congratulations on all your accolades too. That's great.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Peter. So we're going to follow up Peter with Pete. So we're going to switch Peters. So Pete Reddecup, and he is a Mexican. He lives in Playa del Carmen, which is, vacation heaven. And then he goes to another vacation heaven. So Pete Reddecup, why don't you share a little bit about insights and, what were some of the takeaways and inspirations to get other people to come in the future?
Thank you, Robin. And I think Beamy pretty much took the words right out of my mouth. Everything Beamy said, it was absolutely amazing. But I want to begin by just sharing a little bit about how we made the trip. And I want to really throw it out there that my group was so amazing during this time that I give all the recognition to my wonderful team of people, those that stepped up and just rank advanced and said yes to joining LifeWave. Hannah was very inspirational, not just with Punta Cana, but Punta Mita as well. And Hannah, get yourself in here. She's such a vital part of this. And we had such an amazing time goal setting, goal planning, because that's something that I usually do really well. I love to pre-plan. And Punta Cana was like that. We hit it way before the deadline. Punta Mita was the same way. And this girl is on top of her game when it comes to goal setting and sharing and also reminding me, keeping me on target, on focus. And that's a vital thing. When LifeWave launches a trip like Punta Mita, you got to start right away, right out the gate. You can't decide in the last 4 weeks, hey, I want to make this trip. It's almost too late at that point. Some people will still make it, but the majority will not. So I want to thank my team and so many wonderful brand partners. And we were also recognized as one of the top 10 brackets for top customers in LifeWave during the contest time frame. Michael Jaco, of course, was first, and Hannah and I had an amazing time with the corporate staff down there, getting to know Janine, who I'd already gotten to know on the Winnipeg Roadshow tour, and of course we all love Garrett and Geraldo and Mario, the country manager of Mexico. They were all there, had quality time with them. But Janine was really special. Had a lot of time with her down there. She's quite the powerhouse, and just love the corporate staff that we have. And some are saying, we can't find you in this maze of pictures with all these people here. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. I said, well, it's easy. Just go left, very front. That's where Hannah and I are. Okay, we see you now. So we had a great time, but it's all about the goals. It's all about helping your people get what they want, helping them achieve. We have some of our wonderful team members in Punta Mita right now. Kurt and Karen Holowas are there right now as we speak in the second wave. Fortunately, we weren't able to spend the same time with them in the same wave. They had to break it up into 2 waves, but we had just a dynamic time out there, and it was all about the relationships that you build. Hannah connected with so many Filipinos out there, people that she just absolutely fell in love with in Indonesia and all over. So many different people that were there, different cultures, different backgrounds, and I just really enjoyed the mingling part, and it was real special to just sit down and share with people and your experience and ask them the question, what do you contribute to the number one factor in you achieving this trip? And pick their brain. Take the opportunity when you're amongst people that are achievers, leaders, shakers, doers. You want to find out what they're doing. We met this couple. They had joined August, and they were SPD in Punta Mita. I'm like, wow, August to March, SPD. What's the secret? What did you do? And the answer was right around them. Their people were all Punta Mita trip achievers. So they had a table full of people. So that's the secret. Have your people come with you as well. The place was wonderful, as was Punta Cana last year. I've been to many all-inclusive trips in my 30 plus years full-time in the network marketing industry. So I love the trips, the going there, the going home is that's another thing. It's like you're off that big wave and you come down, you travel, caught a bit of a cold, but oh, it's good. It was wonderful. It was a great time. And when David Schmidt does something, he does it first class, 5-star all the way. And it was nothing but great company and wonderful people that we had time together with in Punta Mita. So thanks to everyone in our Success Team Live Younger community. It was amazing.
That's
Thank you.
great, Pete and Hannah. Thank you so much. It was so wonderful that you were there. And, you said some really great things is take advantage of the situation by talking to the other people that are there and learning from them. I mean, sometimes one line from one person can change your whole business, can change your whole.
Absolutely. Michael Jaco is the prime example. A couple of lines that I picked his brain like crazy, and he even went online, did a live that same day. Unfortunately, it got taken down, but it was so amazing just to spend time with him. And we've chatted before, but never to this depth where you can just get in his mind and what are you exactly doing? How are you the number one customer getter in the world? You know what I mean? He's doing something, and there's a lesson to be learned there. So it was awesome.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And you said one more thing, and then we're going to bring Pamela on. Is, this was a big deal. A lot of people met Janine for the first time. And
Mhm.
she made her, you guys met her up on the road show, but she's incredible. She's like kind of like a mini Meredith.
Yeah,
And
she is.
she's up to business. She comes from the field. She's serious. She's focused. She's on point, and she's there for us. She is the VP of North American Sales. So she is a go-to person for a lot of us, and I'm so glad you spent time with her. That was wonderful. Well, thank you so much, and I'm so glad you two had such a great time. Next time we'll be there with you. Okay?
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much, Robin and
Okay.
Gregory.
So our last guest tonight is Pamela Butters, and Pamela lives in Utah. And we're thrilled to have you because you just went for it too. And you tell us, how was that trip for you? What did you learn? What's the value of going for a trip like this to
Well,
inspire other people to want to go?
so I guess one of the things that is a value for me is I do love seeing people on our team actually excel as well. And it was fun trying to help people make their ranks as well. And then once you're actually on that trip, it's a wonderful way to connect with people. There was a study, and it said that when you actually dance and go together in an environment with the leadership, there's a certain frequency. I work with bowls, so I'm kind of into frequency and things like that, and understanding the power of what happens when there's a magnetic pull and you're in a place of passion. You can bring in so much more information, and you kind of start vibing with someone at that same level. And you get to ask those wonderful questions. I met so many people, and it was fun to hear what they've been doing and how they've been doing their business and how they've been sharing and what they say, and actually how they move around different challenges. It was incredible to hear that, and it was also incredible to experience just even how beautiful the food was. I'm telling you, the vibrance of the food, the joy of the people, the passion, and then just the beauty of nature. There's something that happens. And now, when you see them again, whether I was at yoga or whether we went to Renita's exercise class and Meredith was there rocking it to the very end. But we have an opportunity to connect with other leaders. I got to meet meet so many of the leaders in corporate and have conversations with them when we were on the boat and talk to them about what was going on. I have some really cool places because I live in Utah that I shared with Meredith that she can take some of the SPDs, and she's going to be checking those out. So you'll get a chance to go to those places too, it sounds like. But they were wonderful. They were some of the places that we had for the VIPs for the Sundance Film Festival. So to me, the opportunity to connect at that level, you make friends for a lifetime. And it's on an energetic level that you'll never forget, and it makes the whole experience even sweeter. So I think that that is one of the things that happens. So if you have the opportunity. And guess what? Everybody does. It isn't that hard. So don't make it a hard thing. Just see the end result and say, I'm already there. That's kind of what I was feeling already there, already done and complete. And then follow through with the inspiration that you have for that passion that you have in your heart and allow that to merge with the passion of others. There's nothing like it, especially in our company, LifeWave.
Well, you so embody everything you were talking about. It's so beautiful.
Well, it was incredible. And I had my daughter with me too.
Oh,
We live in the same state. I rarely see her. I mean, I live close, very close, and I never see her. And it was so much fun to be with my daughter for a change. So it was kind of like Peter having a son. It was so much fun, and she's very excited about sharing with people too after seeing. And she would say the same thing. Now I feel like I know this person, and they would hug each other when they would be walking down to the beach or seeing each other. It was instant bond because we danced together, and it actually helps you bond.
love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing tonight. So, everybody, I think you get the message. People had an amazing time, ate incredible food. Oh boy, I heard people raving about the food. I can't tell you how many pictures I got of food from so many different people. People got to see whales. But when you share experiences like Pamela was talking about, it does create a bond. And, music and nature and beauty and all together with friends. I mean, it doesn't get much better. So thank you, Lifewave, for providing this amazing opportunity for people. So Gregory, let's bring up the newsletter. Thank you everyone for sharing. You want to say anything, honey?
Yeah, just congratulations, Peter, Pamela, Beamy, and everyone that was there. Robin and I had some health issues. I had some health issues I was dealing with. We were both dealing with this lingering cough. Oh my gosh, I don't know how many. I hope very few of you have it, but I know so many people that do. So, no excuses. All excuses are equal. But we're going to be there next time with all of you. So, thank you for the summary. And I was just my I was salivating and listening to you all. So, so
What
let's
happened to me when people were sending me pictures? I'm going,
yeah.
I wish I was there playing with them. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's
Beamy
great.
sent the best. Beamy is the gastronomical expert of our community here.
She is. We've traveled the world with her, and she knows the good food.
He knows the food.
We follow
So,
Beanie around.
so
Okay.
what's happening next? Well, next week, actually, a week from tomorrow, Robin and I are going to be on the road. If you try and reach us, we're going to be on our phone because we're actually driving down. It's a nice drive. It's an all-day drive, but it's a beautiful drive from Montana down to Salt Lake, and we're going to be there for our April VIP tours. Some of you I know we're going to see there, and there's still room. We've booked some time with the company at 11 a.m. on Wednesday and Thursday. Everyone needs to pre-register because we only can put 10 people through each of those tour times. So we're going to be hosting about 20 special people over those 2 days. And so if you can be there with us, please reach up to your upline director because you have to be registered by a director. But I also want to mention everyone, you don't have, if you want to go and do a tour, it's open well, 3 days a week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you can arrange a VIP tour through any of your upline SPDs. Okay. So everyone, just because we're going to be there, you can go there anytime. And I know we have folks that go in, much more frequently than that. So I just wanted to point it out. We're going to be there. And if you've got people that are coming, please let us know. And we'll know because we watched the registration list, okay? And it's starting to fill up. So very excited about seeing some of you and being there back at the home base in global headquarters, LifeWave,
And
Draper, Utah.
let me just mention what you
Uh-huh.
said, Gregory. If you want to go when we're not there, that's fine. You just need to have a 2 week notice and
Mm-hmm.
reserve through your upline SPD through corporate. That's the
Correct.
system right now. When we set up these times, we have the times reserved. So you can do it last minute as long as you get yourself registered and we can make sure we have room for you. So
Mhm.
just know that it is available all year long. We have several people that are going when we're not going to be there. We're sad to not see them, but that's the timing that works for them, whether it's a
Mhm.
family reunion or wedding or whatever. So wonderful. And we're excited to go back.
Yeah,
And
we are.
it's
Love
always
it there.
it's
Love
always
hanging out with our corporate partners.
it is. It's
Okay.
very wonderful. Okay.
There's a few other things we'll highlight from the newsletter. And one of them's this rank up bonus. And we've already said it and we'll say it over and over. This is many of the leaders, including ourselves, favorite bonus. And I like to call it a matching bonus because you get rewarded for helping people move up the ranks and you get rewarded for moving up the ranks. If you're not a manager yet or not a director yet, you can earn 100 for, for becoming a manager, 300 for becoming a director. But if you help people personally sponsored hit those ranks, you can earn $50 for each and every one of them, and there can be many of them, and $150 for every new director. So this is a very well targeted bonus, and I'm glad to see the company doing it again, and really look forward to seeing a lot of new managers and new directors. And it's going through the 27th. So here we are on the 14th. So, we've got 13, 13 more days until the 27th. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And I want to just reiterate what Pete and Pamela said. It's about helping your people rank up, helping your
Hmm.
people grow, and starting now, because the sooner you start getting ready for the next incentive, the more people you're going to have to upgrade that can rank advance, that can do all kinds of things. So keeping the momentum in your team going. And what Janine was talking about, and Garrett, or I'm not sure who else, about the company is moving fast, and so we can take advantage of the corporate momentum with our own team momentum and our personal momentum. So it's not about going from trip to trip, it's keeping going all the time and building your team and growing your people. Okay, what's
Hmm.
next, honey?
Exactly. And I just want to mention one thing. It's important to work with the willing and to look for people that are closest to the goal. So that's the purpose of your back office, that you can go in and look at your organization. You might have people that are, one brand partner away from manager, or maybe one manager away from director, and they may not know it because everybody doesn't watch the back office like they maybe should. They're busy, but they're doing the business. So it's important to keep track of your organization. And sometimes just a phone call say, did you realize with one more manager, you could be a director, or one more brand partner, you could be a manager? And people go, really? Yeah. And there's a special bonus where you could earn 100 or you could earn $300. They might go, oh my God, thank you for telling me. So that's our job as responsible sponsors, as responsible upline, to help people get to the next level. And sometimes you just got to let them know it's doable.
And following that, under your back office, under organization, there is a tab called rank advancement, and it will tell you who's getting close. And
Yeah.
so this is for each one of us to look at, and then to train your team to look at that also. And then you can really find out who's close. So everybody wins on this one. Thank you so much for that, honey.
Yeah.
Next.
Beautiful. So just honorable mention, we've had a couple hundred people already register for the new Live Younger personalized website. We've got most all the bugs and most all registrations are going, quote, trouble free. We do have a great help desk system. And so if there is a problem, we get them fixed pretty promptly, but we're really excited to finally have this running. If you haven't taken a look at it, you can go to Live Younger, subscribe and see a demo, but it's there for you. And we're very excited that that finally came to fruition. This was 6 or 8 months in the works to pull this together. So glad it's finally working.
It has been birth.
We gave birth. So, and this new, our last conference was Be the Light. In this conference, we're going to talk about sharing the light. I love that. We are a light driven organization and a light driven humanity, community. So here's information. And the conference probably will sell out. And so I encourage everyone to get your own ticket. And if the budget allows you to, you know, maybe get one or two spares. Now the price is now up to $349 for registration, but David assures us when you hear and see the entertainment alone is going to be worth more than the cost of the ticket. And those of you that were
Actually, more than the
at Be the
cost of
Light,
her entire expense of being there.
yeah. So I don't know who he's going to have there, but I think we're all going to be. I know
Someone
we'll
we
all
all
be
know, though.
delighted. We're all going to be delighted.
Yes.
So you can click on this and get right to your tickets, and it outlines the hotels that are available. So this is your time to shine. Uh, and so rank advancements between September and August 31st will be honored at the event. So that's the process. Robin, you want to do our weekly reminder for the annual renewal report?
Yep. Every week, every week, every week, I'm the broken record. Go to organization, and the very last tab is the annual renewal report, and you can organize it by personally sponsored, 3 levels, or your entire organization, and find out who is getting close and make sure that they know, because not a lot of people watch this, and not a lot of people see their emails or open up their back office. And we can't recover people that have been, they have a grace period of 30 days. And if people miss it, it's sad, because we've had some people, it's unfortunate. So pay
It is very
attention.
sad. We've had a number of people say, well, I didn't know, and they got requalified because they're supposed to renew in January or February or March, and they didn't. And, the company's gracious in giving us the grace period, but it's up to us, again, as responsible upline to keep track, because not everybody's watching, not everybody's getting the emails, not everybody's checking their back office. So this is
So
a critical and important role.
it's really important, and to train
Mhm.
your team to look at this also, because we want to keep people. Okay, next.
Okay, so we're about ready to wrap it up.
Actually,
Just
uh,
quickly, we'll talk about a week at a glance here.
before you get there, I don't think, did you take the P and PC Plus off?
I did.
Okay, I just want to mention, the new PC and PC Plus enhancements went into effect April 1st.
Mhm.
My invitation and suggestion is to go through your list of customers and reach out to every one of them and let them know these enhancements, because they're all going to get more samples. PCs are going to get, samples 3 times over the year, and PC Plus is every month. So it's very exciting, and just let them know things keep getting better. So this week, tomorrow, we have our Power of the Patch Showcase, which is a fabulous opportunity to bring your guests. And Gregory does an amazing presentation. And Beamy is going to be hosting Dr. Tom Acklin tomorrow night. So that's bound to be fabulous, as always.
Mhm.
Um, and then if you can't make it, or you want to share the replay, it's available 24/7, popwebinar.com.
Mhm.
And then this Wednesday, we have Dom Sandra Biskine on LifeWave Business Connect. And those of you that heard her the last time, it was a game changer for a lot of people. She put bling on her patches, so she started a whole movement. But she's going to talk about some things that we don't normally talk about. She's a very, very high frequency light being, and she's going to share how to build your confidence and influence. And it's bound to be fabulous. So that's
I think there's
Wednesday.
an unintended, but kind of cool, typo in her name, Sandra Bliskine.
Oh dear. Oops.
We got a capital I instead of a small I, so it looks
That's
like an L.
Robin's. That is Robin's error. I
And she
apologize.
is the bliss kind, that's for sure.
She's
So
she's
she'll
become a
be
very
good.
dear friend, and she's an extraordinary being. So I highly recommend everyone. It's twice, at 11 and 6 Pacific time on Wednesday.
Mhm.
Okay.
And last Thursday, we had a really juicy 30 minutes of
Oh,
business training. You want to comment just briefly on that, Robin?
oh my goodness. It was fabulous. We were really talking about the boost up bonus, and
Mhm.
and really how to get our mindsets ready for that. And we had several of our leaders talk about the program Go for No, and they did a brilliant job. And we have amazing notes to share with people and questions you can ask. And please do watch that replay, because it was, like Gregory said, it was juicy. There was a lot of great wisdom shared and a
There
lot of
was.
great tools and resources to help you grow your business.
And that's available at liveyoungeryoutube.com.
Yeah.
And this Sunday, Doc Talk, it's the number one call of the week. Uh, and I do want to point out that we need to edit this because they're no longer taking product questions. So scratch that. We'll take that off the newsletter next week. But tremendous testimonials. You're going to learn from the practitioners. It's live only, it's no recording. And I don't think any prospects get through that call without enrolling afterwards. I just don't think it happens.
If they're
Yep.
interested, they're in. And we do,
Yeah.
and I forgot to share in the very beginning of the call, this
Uh-huh.
is Holy Week for many people. It's Passover for other people. It's springtime for everybody. So blessings to all, however you choose to honor and celebrate this special time. But it is
Mhm.
Easter Sunday next Sunday, and they are having a call. So
Mhm.
we've been asked by many people, and I just wanted you to know that there is a call on Sunday.
Great. Okay, well, and Monday Morning Miracle Call, it was a juicy call today. It's always a juicy call. That's available for replays also. So that being said, I think Robin, we could kind of wind it up. Do you want to talk just briefly about the quick access URLs?
I do. This is on the bottom of the newsletter every week, and this is a really powerful resource for you and your team. If you're just going, oh, wait a second, where's that 24/7 webinar, Power the Patch? Oh, there it is. So
Mhm.
everything is listed here, primary and other resources. So if you haven't really gotten to know these, you know how I say, become a happy clicker. If you don't know these, open them up and find out what they are, because there's a lot of powerful resources to help you build your business.
And I want to highlight one of those resources that we don't really talk about on this call. But when you're a member of Live Younger Facebook, which is only for Live Younger team brand partners, it's not for customers. But within there, there's an interactive business and interactive product chat. And they're really juicy. That's where questions get posed and people put answers. And we encourage everybody to keep it a little short. We don't want any epistles in there. We just want, you know, uh, but but it's a really juicy place. If you haven't checked it out or participated, I invite everyone, when you go to the Facebook group and you look over on the left in the margin, you'll see the product chat and the business chat. And that's a place to post questions that if you can't get your questions answered easily by one of your upline team members, this is where you can tap into the community and share and care together.
And please, please, please notice one is a product chat and one is a business chat. When you're on
Correct.
the product chat, you ask business questions. When you're on the business chat, you ask business questions. The product chat, you ask product questions or share product information. And this is not for anything else. That's it.
Great.
So if you do try to share other things here, you get a warning, but you're not welcome if you try to take it off track. So we're here to really support people in staying focused on their business and on the product.
And I do want to mention, we don't want people taking things off the chat. So it's not a place to post your phone number or your contact information for cross-line people. What you do with your team is you and your team, but this is a wide community, and you're going to be interacting with people that are in our community and your community, but they're not in your organization. And we don't allow posting of personal contact information in those chats.
And I want to mention one more, number 5, Live Younger downloads. A lot of people have
Mhm.
never been there. For those of you that are doing your own live presentations, Gregory has his Power the Patch webinar slides there and available for you to use at
Mhm.
your own discretion. And there's a lot of other resources there, like a lot. If you're dealing with medical clinics, there's an amazing amount of information there. So again, be a happy clicker and
Mhm.
discover what's available for you.
And that is the same PowerPoint that you can watch me do tomorrow night, and you can
There
do
you
it
go.
yourself. You can download and do it yourself. It's a big download because it has 4 videos embedded in it. Okay. But you know, it's a great presentation tool. So I think that kind of brings a wrap to what we had to share here. And what a great call. Thank you everyone for sharing our Punta Mita partners. We wish we could have been there with you, but we'll see you at the next one.
Yeah, it was definitely filled with light and juice. So
Yep.
thank you, everybody. Night.
Ciao now. Bye-bye.